hope you're ready for this. As you all know, we sell a lot of special cars here at P1 Cars, but today we're very happy to share with you this red Carrera GT, which is number 754, because it's a car that the acquisition and the story behind it, it's very meaningful to us. Our acquisition of 754 really started 2 years ago. We were working on a car, a very special example, that was for sale, and when we acquired the other car, we got to know that in the same collection there was a Carrera GT, but at that moment we did not know more information about it. We tried to insist in the following weeks to see if we could have a chance on buying that car, but we never got to know anything else. I remember receiving a phone call early this year. It was on a Saturday. I remember it as if it was today. And we were told that that Carrera GT that we never managed to gather more information about when we did the acquisition of the other car 2 years ago was going to be available in the market. I got extremely excited at that moment because I started receiving what 754 was all about. I was told it was a Guards Red example. I was told it was a car with 4,000 kilometers from new, with a great history and a low number of owners, so it got us really excited. Upon receiving the information of the car, we started to do our normal research. It's something we do in all of our cars. We believe history and provenance, it's something very, very important on the cars we sell. We went back to one of our studies of us being on the Spanish market. Very few of the special cars are always delivered to the Spanish market. We were told it was a Spanish delivered car, and one of the cars that we knew the VIN number and some of the characteristics, but we never got to find who was the owner or where the car was 754. And upon knowing that the car we were being offered was one of the cars within our internal research that we didn't have information about on its whereabouts and mileage and condition and what was of the car, everything clicked together, and we got to know that it was the only Spanish delivered Guards Red example. Guards Red is the least produced color for the Carrera GT. Only 80 Guards Red examples were produced for the global market, whereas 87 Faience yellow cars were produced new. So it was not only a rare colored car, which of course we like colors. We believe that colors play a big role in cars' value and collectibility. So not only these, but the very low mileage and the supposed condition of the car at that moment that was described was truly exciting. Before we engaged talks with the seller about purchase price, what they were looking to get out of the car, and it has happened to us a lot that if you don't shoot quickly, you might lose the car. So we quickly organized a pre-purchase inspection. We sent our 2 main technicians to the car's location to perform a complete inspection of the car. When I received the report on the inspection, it made it even sweeter. So it was not only a Spanish delivered car in a rare color, the mileage of course was confirmed, the condition of the car in terms of originality, the paint measurements, so the complete car is found in first paint condition. That's something extremely hard to come across in Carrera GTs. We've even inspected in the past close to delivery mileage examples, but you always found a hood that was repainted, a door or whatever, even on cars that had not been used. The tires on this car are still dated 2004. It's the original set of tires, and of course they're in fantastic wear condition, even though they're old, but they still look like new, which is proof of what the car use had been over the past years. It was one of those cars and deals that we felt we had to enter just because of we're Porsche nuts, and when it comes to Porsche and Carrera GTs, one of the most interesting Porsche models in our opinion, I believed we had to stock the car. One of the things that I found particularly interesting on this car, apart from the condition of the object, that of course was validated, I think the best summarization word would be a time capsule, was that the provenance and history that came together with the car, together with the accessories, everything clicked. The check mark on what we need for a car to be, or a Carrera GT to be perfect. So it was a car with 2 documented owners from new. This particular example, the first owner that acquired the car took delivery of the car. I mean, even though it was ordered and sold via Spanish Porsche dealership, it was picked up in the factory. And there are catalogs and letters of invitation to the owner to join an event of the Carrera GT presentation, and DVD discs that Porsche gave him upon the acquisition. Not only these, the complete sets of keys, invoices on servicing, receipts of technical controls, of course the original service book, the Porsche leather pouch with all the manuals and everything you can imagine. And more importantly, the complete luggage set, original from 2004, was still with the car. That's something special to us, because some of the other Carrera GTs we've inspected over the years, the luggage set was sold, or some part of the luggage set was sold or gifted to a friend, or even used, and it had to be either restored or a new part had to be bought. But this car has the original luggage set from 2004. You can see the differences from the original luggage set to the ones that are being sold today, that of course are produced a bit differently. You see that the patina that the original ones have is different. So this is why overall 754 for us, it's truly special, not only because of the condition, the history, the accessories, it's everything. In the past 10-11 years, the car had been driven a total of 100 kilometers. This presented a big challenge for us, because when we inspected the car, we were offered the opportunity of starting it up. But due to our knowledge on these cars and knowing how sensitive they are when they have not been used or serviced over the past couple of years, we decided not to do that. And when we acquired the car, there was a long thought process with the team on what we had to do to elevate this car. We took the decision to bring the car to Porsche Center Gelderland to complete anything the car needs service. I'd say it's the best terminology to call it. And there were long discussions with Freek Jansen and the complete team at Porsche Gelderland, which by the way has been a complete experience, a great experience working with them with this project, where basically we were discussing about what we had to do in addition to the normal engine out service, what parts had to be checked, or as a recommendation from a mechanical standpoint, if we had to over change parts on the car just because the car would be mechanically better. Things like the tires, for example. So a decision was taken to preserve as much of the car's originality as possible. So things like the tires, of course, have not been changed. Dated parts on the car, like the suspension, for example, which was in very good condition. There are suspension systems today, like the KW or Öhlins, that it's even offered by Porsche, through their Sonderwunsch and recommissioning program, as an update, systems that offer the lift system for the front axle that the original system did not offer. We went through things like the clutch, for example, that the clutch was measured and it was 30.7 millimeters, so it was new, and it was still the original 2004 clutch, but and it was in great condition, but due to the carbon material deteriorating over the years, we took decisions like changing the clutch to prevent this material from fading or failing in the next couple of years. So basically we did everything that we felt the car needed, and more than that, but in a way that the originality of the car would not be affected. So yeah, that was basically what we did. "2025 will mark the 10th year anniversary since the journey of what ended up becoming P1 started, and this is why shooting this today and sharing with you 754, it's even more special. So it all started 10 years ago when I was still actively racing. At that moment I was doing Porsche Carrera Cup in Germany. I remember that I wanted to have a nicer daily driver, and I was thinking of ways to, how could I make a couple bucks to buy a better car. So through the experience of my father, who was a lawyer but a Porsche passionate, he had acquired, I don't know, 5 or 6 classic cars in the past, and I remember joining him in a trip to Luxembourg when he bought his first 964 turbo. And I think I was 15, 16 years old at that moment. And I saw and observed what was the process like and what things did he look for when he was checking the car, and the paperwork that was required to buy a car from a different country and bring it to Spain after, and so on. So I thought at that moment I would go to Italy, buy a 964 C2 that I found, bring it to Spain, prepare it and sell it and make a profit. So I did. A couple of weeks after, I jumped on a flight to Sardinia, to Italy, drove south to Cagliari and acquired a 964 C2 from a gentleman called Fabio Sciratto. I remember the trip going back, driving with the car that was not too nice to drive. It had 180,000 kilometers, so it needed a bit of love in the engine. So the car came here, we did a preparation on the car, and then I ended up selling the car. So after these couple deals were done, of course before P1 was established or even thought after, and that's how it all started. So the color red holds a special place in my heart personally. It's one of the first GT cars that I had. It was a 997 Gen 2 GT3 Club Sport in Guards Red. It's a car that I drove, I don't know, tens of thousands of kilometers with. I did track days with the car. I remember I was still actively racing in the Porsche Carrera Cup, so I was using the car as training also. So I have great memories with that car. And also because the last race that I did professionally when I was still actively racing, it was in the Porsche Super Cup in Texas, in Austin. And the car I was driving was a red levered car with yellow. It was the Momo car. So it's a color that speaks a lot to me. And we can now say that on the Porsche hypercars, the 959, Carrera GT and 918 Spider, we've bought and sold several examples of all of them in the past, but it's the first red Carrera GT that we've had the chance to acquire, whereas we already had sold red examples of 959 and 918 Spider. So I would say that red being my most fun color, having now had the opportunity to work with the Porsche hypercars, all of them colored in guards red, it's a special moment. So I hope you've liked the inside story with our connection with Carrera GT 754. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time.